Hello again, everybody. Harry Boxer, Technical Trader. It's Wednesday night, the 24th of April. These are the charts of the day at TechTrader.com. And another good day in Wall Street in that despite the results being mixed at the close, there was an awful lot of good technicals in terms of advanced declines and up-down volume. I think more positively diverging than negatively. And as a result, I don't think we're done yet. The market's still forcing its way higher. And a lot of the shorts that we've looked at on the box short list today actually had up days, other than NTI and a few others that we've been negative on. But let's go over the longs today as usual because I think they're still looking good. And here's some breakout stocks. Starting off today with BIOL alphabetically. This has been such a beautiful stock in terms of textbook stair step, pop, little mini flag, pop, falling wedge, another one, a pop, and another little pennant. It broke out yesterday. Today was a tight inside day. But more importantly, when you see that inside day and it comes on lower volume within the confines of a rising channel that looks to me like it projects up near the, let's call it 6.5 3/4 range. That's my next target. BYD with a big breakout day today. Boyd Gaming not only broke out short term, but broke out long term, going back to 2011. If we even go back a little bit further, you'll see the multiple highs up in this zone here. It blew through everything and is at the highest level since the beginning of 2011. That high there was about 1263. That's my next target, 1250.60, followed by secondary target up around the 2010 spike high at just under 15 at 1485. So let's call it 1260 and 1450 thereabout, and we'll see what shakes after that. But some pretty good stuff going on. Look at the volume and technicals on this one. Very nice pattern, and I'll love to see a little pullback towards this rising channel top that was broken. Any rebound that's successful, or should I say retest that's successful, could result in a nice move up. Keep an eye on this over the next day or two for a pullback opportunity. CERS, another junior biotech doing well. Incredible action on a lot of these biotech, but you can see the stock was in a falling channel for about a year. It broke out with a breakaway gap on big volume here. That triggered the move up to the next resistance level. And then the coiling type pattern that broke out here, another wedge, and today a breakaway gap, pulled back from 535 to 522. We're still up 5.7% and traded 1.6 million, the best volume in about 3 weeks. So my target around 550 and beneath that, above that 6.25. First Solar, spectacular day. We reached our swing trade target today and we did it very quickly. If you recall last week, we put out a buy in that zone down around 37.5. Today it made it to 45.93. My original target was 43.44 with a secondary target of 46.7. But I believe at this point, if it gets through this line, that is the top of the major channel. Step back and take a look at it. There's the bottom, there's the top. With big resistance at 50 and 51 in that zone, going all the way back in here, that I think we are going to at least try to test that range on a short-term basis. That would be nice. Stay tuned. Great Plains Renewable Energy, GPRE. Well, I'm pointing it out because it jumped 86 cents or 7.6%. The volume was the best in about 7 sessions. More importantly, it's right up against the key 1240 high, closing at 1216, only 3 cents off the high. If we get to 1240, I'm looking for a move towards 14.75. That's my next target. iRobot, big day on earnings. The stock popped, ran up 338 or almost 14%, and 2.3 million traded, the biggest volume on an up day, going all the way back at least 3 years here. So very impressed with that. But top of the channel there, lateral price resistance there. We're both tagged around that 28.85 area, which represents the highs here at 28.91 and the gap here at about 28.81. So you can see we're right up against this. Should it break out here, we could run into the low to mid 30s. This should be interesting. Let's see if there's a follow through, but it is that key overhead resistance here. Lionsgate, well, a key breakout occurred today. I've been liking this stock for a year now, ever since the Hunger Games came out in March of 2012, and then the stock coiled for a few months, broke out, consolidated again for a few months. It wasn't very, it wasn't very strong a thrust, but it kept going slightly higher, and then finally it accelerated here, settled into a little consolidation in the last several weeks. but today was a key breakout day as the stock popped 77 cents at 3% and 3 million share traded, 3.1 million. It's the biggest volume in, looks like to me, the biggest volume since February, a couple months. I would not be shocked to see this move towards my next target of 28. MITK, couple good days in a row. The volume's increasing. Take a look at the 4 days in a row higher volume with the last couple on the pop through the 10 and 21, today through the 50 and closed above it. Now it could have, it did reach up as high as 468, closed at 458. Nevertheless, still up 4.3%, and the volume increased, and hopefully we'll see some additional follow through. You at least test the key level, and that key level is certainly up here between 485 and 5. Gets across 505. I'm looking for MITK to make a more important move up to about 6.5, 3/4. And as Roy said, maybe even as high as 7.25 right up here. OSTK, the shorts are on the run, baby. This stock gapped, broke away, gapped again, settled in for 2 days today, popped 84 cents or 4.4%. Volume increased over Friday's volume, yesterday's volume, and was over 800,000. It appears that 21 and then 23 are my short-term targets on Overstock. RPTP, recent breakout and swing trade. I still think we could see 7.5, 3/4. Stock was up a little today, up 17 cents or 2.6%, and the volume was a little on the quiet side. So I won't be surprised if it does settle into a little consolidation, but eventually I do think it gets towards 765, 75. RVLT, another strong surge today. Look at the volume, 5 million shares, even bigger than the 4.9 we had back here. So a good sign that the volume is actually increasing. And today was the biggest volume day since it started its move, literally in the pennies back in September. And right now, it's some 30-fold above where it was at that point. And you can see it's increasing its trajectory. I think that 4.25 should be doable in the coming up here. If it then consolidates and settles in, I'll look for the next target up around 6 and then 8.5. Those are my targets going forward for RVLT. SCMP, Socampo, nice breakout. Last couple of days, the little breakout here and run up to resistance, then this little tight flag resulted in pop and pop. Another $1.41 or nearly 17% today. 1.5 million traded, even more than yesterday. And the stock closed at the high upper end of the range, so it looks like it could see some more action. But I want to point out that some major resistance right at this line was exploded through today. The next target is going to be 13, followed by potential all the way up around 17. Those are my 2 targets over the course of the next few weeks and months. Solar City, you know, the solar stocks were so strong. I showed you First Solar before. And now I'm going to show you Solar City and SunPower. This stock here, ever since its IPO, has been trending upward, although in the last few weeks, it stalled. Yesterday was a key breakout day. Here, today, even more so, from another $1.07, 4.8%. I'm looking for the stock to make it to 27. I do think that's a possibility on a swing trade. And at SunPower, looking very nice. I love this chart. I was disappointed to see it roll over here, but notice it stopped right at the parallel line, and well, let's just say it stopped at the major downtrend line that it had broken here by retesting it there, as well as lateral price support at the January high. Bounced. A little orderly pullback wedge, retested the trend line, and in the last 3 days in a row, it's been up. 4 days actually. Today, up $1.16 or 10.5%. Nice 7.4 million, the biggest volume in 3 weeks. If this can get up through the 12.95.13 zone, it's off to the races. If that's the case, you'll probably see First Solar moving to the mid-50s. SVU, a nice day today indeed. The stock created 23 million shares, 23.5 million shares, and after coming down in the morning post-earnings to 498, it exploded to 605 and closed just 4 cents off the high, up 65 cents or 12%. And so at this point, I'm thinking the next target of 6.25 may be a fait accompli. You may get there tomorrow. That's some key double resistance right there. Lastly is TA, Travel Centers of America. Had a beautiful run after breaking out here, moving further and then retesting. It spiked and broke out, flagged, popped, pulled back, and today and yesterday, 2 good days in a row, it's moved up from 10.5 area to 12.32, closing 12.24. Up $1.07 or almost 10%. The stock traded at 1,000,001. That's the biggest volume in several weeks. I'm liking this, although I will say it's right at a key resistance level here. Unless the angle accelerates, we could see 13 3/4, 14 1/4 up there, short term perhaps, but I want to see the long term pattern. Give a look at that. See, here's another reason I'm concerned. The big spike in 2011 got up to 12.5. So we're testing some key double resistance here. Let's see if we can make it through. That's it for tonight. Good trading tomorrow. Bye-bye.